the moisture-hoarding reason your skin steals water vapor out of your own body every hour of every day. And in Chile's Atacama Desert, that exact same invisible theft plays out at a planetary scale, so completely that in some places it hasn't rained a single measurable drop in over 400 years, and the ground has learned to do something to a human body that should be impossible. Right now, your skin is losing water you never notice. It's called transepidermal water loss, a slow, silent leak your body allows on purpose, venting moisture into the air just to survive. You feel thirsty. You drink. The cycle resets. But imagine that leak with no reset. Imagine a place on Earth where the air itself hoards every particle of water so aggressively that nothing, not rain, not rivers, not your own body, is allowed to keep any. That place exists. It's called the Atacama, a stretch of Chilean desert wedged between two mountain ranges that block moisture from every direction at once. And it doesn't just take your water. It takes water from the dead. At the Yungay weather station, deep in the Atacama's core, some scientists estimate parts of the surrounding basin have gone without meaningful rainfall since record-keeping began, possibly longer than 4 centuries, maybe longer than that. NASA doesn't study this place as a curiosity. They study it as a stand-in for Mars, dropping prototype rovers into its red-brown soil because the surface chemistry, the radiation exposure, and the near-total absence of microbial life mirror what a machine might find on another planet. Fog rolls in some mornings, locals call it camanchaca, and entire towns survive by netting it out of the air, drop by drop, because there is functionally nothing else. No aquifer, no storm system. Just a desert engineered by geography to confiscate water before it ever touches ground. But here's where it stops being simple. This isn't a dead, stable place. Salt flats near Bolton Ash look solid, walkable, almost decorative, until sections collapse without warning into brine pockets hidden just beneath the crust. Old nitrate mining towns like Humberstone were abandoned almost overnight in the 20th century, not from violence, not from war, but because the moment imported water stopped arriving by rail, thousands of people simply could not remain alive there. The desert didn't attack them. It just stopped lending them what it had already been stealing, and that theft has a far older witness. Buried in Atacama's sand are the Chinchorro mummies, bodies deliberately preserved starting around 7,000 years ago, roughly 2,000 years before the first Egyptian pharaoh was ever wrapped in linen. Fishing communities living along this coast noticed something the rest of the world wouldn't discover for millennia. In a place this dry, a body doesn't rot, it just stops. Bacteria need water to break tissue down, and the Atacama had already confiscated it. So these communities began removing organs, reinforcing skin with ash paste and sticks, rebuilding faces with clay masks, turning an accidental preservation into a ritual one. Wind still uncovers new Chinchorro remains today, decades and sometimes centuries after burial, faces intact, expressions eerily held in place, pulled up out of dunes that shift like something underneath keeps deciding it's time to give one back. Not decayed, not fossilized. Just paused mid-theft, exactly the moment moisture left them for good. Which is exactly why astrobiologists keep coming back. If Earth's driest corner can hoard water so completely that it halts decomposition itself and erases nearly all microbial life from its topsoil, then somewhere just like it, on a colder, redder world, the same theft could be running right now, undetected, on a scale nobody's built an instrument sensitive enough to catch. The search for life beyond Earth increasingly isn't a search for water. It's a search for exactly this kind of absence, this specific kind of quiet. In 2015, rain fell on the Atacama, real measurable rain, for the first time in what many locals had ever witnessed. Flash floods tore through towns built on ground that had never once learned how to drain water, killing several people who lived their entire lives trusting a desert that had never broken its side of the theft. Scientists are still asking what changes when the driest place on Earth suddenly stops hoarding and starts giving back. Your skin does the same silent negotiation every single day, quietly deciding how much of you gets to stay. What happens the day it stops keeping its side of the deal too?